Hello, everyone. Welcome to our summer library program, Oceans of Possibilities, here at the Corinth Library. I'm Cody Daniel, the librarian here, and we are here today with Karl Hudson, and he is a retired teacher, and he's taught art in Prentiss County, and he's going to share his knowledge of art today.
Okay, today we're going to draw a fish using some basic symbols. Those symbols are a line, an angle, a curve, a jagged line, a wavy line, and a spiral. And we're going to use those basic symbols to draw a fish. Now, to begin with, I'm going to make a curve, and that would be the back of the fish. Then I'm going to use an angle to create the mouth. And I'm going to use another curve to create the gills. Then I'm going to make a circle for the eye. Then I can put in the belly with another curve. Then I'm going to create the tail with a couple of different angles. And now I can start adding the fins. I've got a dorsal fin. I've got a pectoral fin. I've got an anal fin. And I've got a pelvic fin. Okay, so there's the fish. That's the basic fish. There's also some other parts. For example, you've got it's called the lateral line. And there are different rays, smaller rays within these fins. Okay, and that's the basic fish. Now, that fish, you can expand that fish to make different fish. For example, if you wanted to do a shark, that same style, you would take the back, your mouth, the gill, and now, instead of the jagged fin, we're going to put in a sharper fin and a little bit sharper tail. The belly, they've got a fin down here. And then, of course, for a shark, you'd want some teeth. But that's your shark. So just by expanding that basic format, you can create any style fish you want. Now, when you start adding color, and this is the beautiful thing about fish, if you can imagine a color on a fish, there is a fish somewhere that has that color, especially saltwater fish. But one of the things that most fish have is they have a dark dorsal area and a lighter ventral area. This helps them main camouflage within the water, because if something's below them looking up at the sky, at the light coming in from the sky, they're lighter. If they're on the bottom, the back protects them because they're darker against the darker bottom. Now, when adding color, there's several ways to add color, and you need to, fish have scales. A lot of fish have scales. So what we're going to do is add those scales by the texture and the way we lay down color. If I go back and forth across this fish this way, I guess this would be called a redfish. Then I can come back across, and I've created the illusion of scales. Now that's a very simple way to suggest the texture of the scales of a fish. There are other ways. For example, you could use circles or smaller, maybe oblong designs, so on and so forth. But it's very important that you do not put in color randomly, in other words, scribble in color. You need to have some definition or a suggestion of the pattern or the texture that you're trying to simulate. And you can add, again, these rays have a particular direction that they flow. So I'm going to follow that direction with my color on all of these fins. And this gives it a suggestion of unity within the drawing, which is very important, and creates a fish that, if you will, is believable. Here, let me add some here. And you can put in the eye. Now, when you're drawing this particular fish, let me stress that I have drawn this kind of fish or this design many, many times. And you need to, don't give up on your first try. Experiment with these different designs, these different symbols to create the fish. And you'll get to where you can draw these fish very rapidly. It's almost like handwriting. And you can create all different sizes, shapes, so on and so forth. Okay? So that's how to draw a fish.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to trying this myself. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.